Hi everyone, I'm Steph from Women in Sneakers and we've teamed up with Size to bring you Shopfloor Stories. With sneaker culture becoming ever more digitised and social media taking over, we wanted to take it back to where culture and community started, and that's the shop floor. I'll be visiting various Size stores across the UK and chatting with women that are on the front line. Our second stop, Newcastle. Let's go. Hi everyone, I'm at Size in Newcastle and I'll be chatting with Phoenix and Jemma. Welcome. Hi guys.
Hello.
Hi.
Cool, so let's get into it. For those that don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
So I'm Phoenix and I work at Size Newcastle. So I'm a full-time sales assistant here, but I'm currently studying fashion design at Northumbria University. I'm on my placement at the moment though, so I've decided to undergo a placement with Size within visual merchandising, and I basically get to like travel around and go to different city size stores and kind of do the visual merchandising for them, as well as like work along with the VM of the North here. So it's just really fun, yeah.
Very cool.
I am a university student. I'm Gemma. I am currently doing my PhD in chemistry. So I work at Size on a weekend as a part-time sales assistant.
Okay, cool. Also, chemistry, that's very cool. It's giving me very Breaking Bad vibes. I love it. Okay, cool. So London is seen as kind of like the epicenter for sneakers. What trends do you see coming through from Newcastle?
Yeah, I'd say in Newcastle, it seems to be obviously slightly more behind the times than London would be. But you definitely see brands like New Balance like taking off. They're very popular now. We get it quite a lot, don't we, Phoenix?
Yeah.
People come in, considering back in the day, 550s weren't really a thing, and now they've taken off. Yeah. We have like ridiculous queues on our delivery days, and people will be coming in straight away asking for what 550s we have, and like wanting those straight off the shelf, where like they don't really sit in here anymore, do they? So like, you know, it's very first come first serve. Yeah, so I'd say that like it is slower than London, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think everything's kind of based off trends. You know, there's like a lot of trend followers here, which necessarily isn't a bad thing. Mm-hmm. It's quite nice to see all the different new trends that are coming around, but there's not as many people that are kind of different. It is kind of more trend based, but you will see kind of people who you can identify as a little bit different. I know that like working for Size and coming to the Newcastle store, I can kind of wear anything that I want any day and I can feel a bit different, and I'll never kind of feel unusual while I'm in the store. And the people who work here, we all kind of have like individual styles, so that's kind of lovely to see in the community as well. We all kind of dress like a lot different, and you can kind of tell who's kind of more into streetwear than others.
Amazing. So talking of trends and stuff, what's a pair of kicks that you thought you would never ever wear and now you kind of love them?
Yeah, I'll start with this one. So I started working at Size actually like a year or so ago, and when I first joined, the first thing everyone said was like, oh right, looking around, what is a shoe that you just would not like go for? You can't see yourself ever purchasing. And I turned straight to Wallabies, like straight to Wallabies, and I was like, there's no way. Clarks, Wallabies, like you wouldn't see me in these. I was all about Nike, Jordans, Air Force, and that was like my kind of niche and those sorts of silhouettes. But no, now like you can't get me out of them. It's more effort to try and get me to like, you know, find something else to wear. And I think it's the same with you, isn't it, Fee? That we both wouldn't have thought that we'd wear Wallabies.
Yeah, I'm like exactly the same. Like I never thought I'd wear Wallabies. When I first started working here, I was very much like Dunks, Jordans, that sort of vibe. And then like, probably a few months ago, I bought my first pair of Wallabies, and like honestly, if I could wear them every day, I would. Put it that way. I love the fact that you can kind of like style them with like men's clothing, women's clothing. It can make you feel girly, it can make you feel not. Like it's just, they just go with so much, and they're just such an easy pair to style, and just love them.
So, thinking of your favourite footwear, what's your favourite non-hype sneaker to go to, or piece of footwear?
So I would say mine would have to be a Reebok Club C personally. I feel like you can't go wrong with them. They're so comfortable, such a classic silhouette. They're usually in quite like classic colourways, like cream or white or black. And they're just kind of like a low shoe that goes with everything. And I feel like they're always here, like they always come back around. I know that with the Club C, like I've seen so many collabs as well, that are just like, they do like really simple things to them, but they're really like cool. And yeah, I would just have to say those are my favourite personally.
Yeah, they're definitely like a classic silhouette, and you're totally right. They're so easy to kind of do, kind of like, I guess, premium updates to and stuff as well.
Like really versatile.
Yeah.
I would 100% say Boston Birkenstock.
Nice.
Is my go-to for like any time I'm not in trainers. It's a Boston Birkenstock, which is like just because they're so comfy.
Yeah.
And now definitely, like from Instagram, you can see how to style them and like who's wearing them, and I think it's really important, like having a bit of guidance with them. But definitely a Boston Birkenstock is my go-to.
Nice. So why is representation important to you?
I would say it's important to me because it's just kind of like how you want other people to view you. I know that within Size, our store, I do feel quite comfortable because I can kind of wear whatever I want, and I can like show my personality through that. And there's a lot of women that work in this store that we all have different styles, but we can all really appreciate each other's styles, and we love it, and like we all support each other so much. So I just think it's really important to be seen that way, and like being able to come to work and feel comfortable and wear whatever you want.
Yeah, it definitely eliminates any sort of stereotypes, because no one fits like the perfect like image that you think a woman like is or would be. Like I think we're all super different and individual, but it is like a safe space, isn't it? We're allowed to be that and wear whatever we want, be whoever we want, and it is super easy, especially in this store.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I think that kind of like perspective of being that idealistic kind of view of being a woman and stuff, and actually that you guys feel comfortable to kind of be yourselves, and you don't have to kind of like ladder up to kind of society's expectations of you.
100%.
I think that's like that's a really nice kind of like space to be in.
Yeah.
So kind of moving on from that, I think, you know, how does Size support you in kind of what you want to do and like your ambitions and your goals?
So I would say Size supports me because due to me being on my placement and getting to kind of, not only am I only like a sales assistant, I get to experience like a role that I kind of love doing, which is like keeping up with the visual merchandising of the store, and I was able to go like my first time abroad with Size as well. Amazing. And kind of do it over there. So it was just, I've been able to like be myself and be comfortable and do what I love whilst like working within my job. So yeah, that I would say that would be it for me.
I think a huge one for me is definitely eliminating the stereotypes kind of thing. So I'm from Liverpool, and it's very stereotypical that you're like dolled up to the nines, you're ready for your night out, you're in like the basically wearing no clothes, like it's just the thing. And I think coming here, but then like working in Size as well, since coming to university, like I'm super comfortable. We're allowed to wear, aren't we, whatever we want to wear. You're told like, you know, there's no limit, you can wear whatever you're comfortable in. And I think that's huge, because like I had to find that I'm comfortable in like big baggy, people would say like men's t-shirts and like big jeans and stuff, but that's like, it helped me find that was like what I like to wear. And before that, you know, I was always trying to almost impress everyone else, please everyone else, just because from where I was from. And I think being able to come to work and have no limits on what you can wear, and almost like experiment with things is a really exciting like workplace, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So
Yeah.
Size has supported you to kind of be yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, amazing.
100%.
And for you, they're kind of supporting you in kind of like your career journey.
Doing what I love,
yeah.
kind of like my future. Obviously, with everything I'm doing, it kind of gives me that list of stuff that I've done.
Yes.
For the future, for what I want to do. And it's gave me more like comfortability in doing it as well. You know, being able to experience it. Like I've got a lot more knowledge now than I did coming in here day one of what I want to do with my future and how I'm going to do it, and I think that's really important to have.
Yeah, amazing. So, which women are dominating the sneaker scene for you?
So personally, I love Anna, who runs Stratera.
Yes, nailed it.
So I first found her on TikTok and I was just like obsessed with her style. Like I just loved how like she can kind of wear more girly style with trainers, but then she'll also kind of wear like clothing that would be classed as male, but like make it so female. Like I absolutely loved it. And then I started following her on Instagram. Her pop-ups look amazing. I know she does these like vintage pop-ups in London where she'll like collect a lot of stock over time, like brands like Stussy, and you know, like vintage jackets and stuff like that, and Supreme, and she'll kind of do like a pop-up where she sells it all. I just think that like her style is just amazing, and I've seen recently like the Basement, the 2002 New Balance, she did the photo shoot for that. It just looked like crazy, just loved it so much. I would definitely say take a lot of inspiration from her and her style. Amazing. And I would love to meet her one day.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure you will. I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
We're speaking it into happening, manifesting. There we go.
Please.
How about you?
I'd say, I mean, I follow, it's Juice G on Instagram. And I think with her, you know, in here, like the things before, when you come in and you first look at a shoe on the shelf and you go, yeah, that's not a bit of me, I couldn't see myself wearing that. She posts on Instagram all the time shoes that I would say, I mean, they're in here, but I wouldn't ever turn to, because one, usually I wouldn't know how to style them, or I'd think, no, it's not a bit of me. But I think because she has such a vast like variety of trainers and shows how she'd wear them, it can give us all a bit of inspiration as to like, you know, how to change it up a little bit and how you can actually like work it into your own what style and what you want to wear. So yeah, I think Juicy G is like my go-to.
Yeah, she's wicked. I love her style, and she has a very good energy, very good kind of like positive mental attitude about stuff as well, which I think is also really refreshing as well. What does female empowerment look like to you?
So I would say like a woman who's very true to herself, kind of believes in what she believes in, doesn't really listen to what other people think, kind of just goes for what she thinks is right. Also someone who supports other women, you know, can appreciate another woman as well. Absolutely. Help someone out. I think it's really important in our day to kind of appreciate other women and help other people through stuff.
And I think definitely like we've experienced it both ways, haven't we, where we've had less women working here, and there's been like, you know, you're almost the minority, and you do feel it, like that support system and having more women around you is like has a massive influence on like your day-to-day life, and having that support system is huge.
Like it's like a little funny thing, like whenever I come to work I'll always message Gemma before, and I'll be like, are you working today? And then I'll be like, if you're working today, I'm gonna have the best day.
That's so nice. That's such a nice feeling as well, because like you come in and you're like, oh, I'm actually seeing like my friend and my colleague and my 100%. That kind of like support thing, and I think you build that connection. I think that's also one of the things, like from, you know, being on the shop floor and getting to know each other, you make that like relationship and that friendship for kind of like life as well.
Like I would say we're all dead close. We're all like a little family, like male and female. It's like really comfortable, and the shop's really lovely to be in, and everyone's really lovely to be around, and all the women that do work here, like we're all dead close, and like just so it's really
super
lovely.
Supportive.
We are. We're always solving each other's problems.
Oh my god, it's like agony aunts and stuff as well. You're like, oh my gosh, this happened, and you can talk through
you
it.
just need another voice sometimes.
Absolutely, for sure.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. So just on our, I guess this is our last question, what does the future of footwear look like for you?
I would say with all the trends at the moment, in the overproduction that's being produced, I definitely think people are going to start going for quality over quantity, kind of what they like over trends. I think trends will still stick, but I think silhouettes like your Dunk and your Jordan 1, I think they'll go out because everything always goes out and then it comes back in. You know, like shoes that have been out in the past, I think they'll definitely come back in. I've been seeing a lot of that recently with like Air Max 90s and stuff like that. I just think that like prior stuff from the past will come in. People will hopefully stop like appreciating a shoe for a shoe and what it like the quality and the processes behind it. Trends will go out. So yeah, I would say that.
It's quite funny, isn't it? Because I'd say you don't actually know what's around the corner in the future because like I didn't think that now, like one of our, like a few weeks ago, our bestseller was Crocs. And like,
of course.
Since I was a kid, I hadn't seen Crocs really, and now everyone, I don't know whether it was like a quicker trend and it was picked up in London. It was like a bit slower here, wasn't it? But now everyone comes in, they're like, pick myself up some Crocs, and it's like how full circle, because my parents used to buy me Crocs when I was a kid, and then you just did not see them, and then it's that kind of thing of like what's gonna come back next. You don't know, you have no idea, and it's like how's it gonna be picked up. And with social media now, it's like all the different influences that we have. It's interesting to see what's around the corner, but I think it's really hard to tell as well and like predict the trend, like, because you just don't know.
Because I used to sell Crocs when I worked on Shopfloor. That was like what, nearly Crocs. Like 15 years ago now, if not longer. And like Crocs, I used to sell them a lot to like tourists and stuff like that. And you get the little things that you pop in them, and like the kids absolutely love them. We used to literally have like buckets full of them and stuff. And like now, you know, you've got luxury retailers, like you've got your Balenciagas and stuff, like literally using Croc as a silhouette. To like sell, and I think that's definitely helped shift the change in it as well.
I think it's a little funny as well because when I was a little girl, me and my mum had matching Air Max 90s, baby blue and white, you know, so cute. And like they're now, and I was probably about like 4 or 5 years old at this point, and that they've just like came back, and it's just crazy how things like come back around and silhouettes come back. Like the 97, that was out literally when I was in secondary school, and then it's just came straight back around, like straight out of year 11. I was wearing them, and then I didn't see them for years, and then they're back in, and I think I love that though. I love it when old trainers and silhouettes come back in the style. I think it's really nice to see, and like the 95s, how they've brought back like the OG colourways.
I love 95s.
Love that,
So
it's great, So I want to see more of that for the future personally,
Amazing. Guys, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's been great to chat with you. And that's been Shopfloor Stories for Newcastle. Thanks. I just did that at the end. We can cut that out. Cool. Thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate it.